Hey everybody, what's going on? Froggy Sonics here. Nothing I say is financial advice, entertainment purposes only. On a financial advisor. I want to do a quick video. I've got a crazy idea, and it's something they have done in the past. Actually, this is really funny. It just popped in my head. There's so many ways to crush shorts on APE and AMC right now, considering that they've sold phantom shares out into the market. You could do some type of serial numbered certificate dividend. You could do an STO. You could do an NFT dividend. Anything to give a one-to-one permanent share count to APE and AMC to prove they're synthetics. But there's also another way to do it. There's another way to crush the shorts, the market makers. That is to take their money, to force them into a margin call. And the really interesting thing is I think Adam Aron tried to do this in the past. In the past, which we have a pending lawsuit for from Linda Lau, what's being settled in November. This lawsuit's being settled in November. Linda Lau sued Adam Aron and the board of directors and Wanda Group for a company event where they raised a bunch of cash through a debt sale, and then they turned around and issued a $1.55 special dividend directly after. I don't think it went how they wanted it to go, but if you issue a heavy cash dividend and you know the shorts have a lot of phantom shares out there, those shorts and market makers are now on the line for that cash dividend, which they did at $1.55. But check this out. This is just a theory. I kind of like it, actually. It's funny. At this point, CEO Adam, if raised $3 billion from the APE share offering, should just give it out. Should just give out a $2.5 billion in dividends per share of APE, which would be $4.83 a share. If Adam Aron came out, say he raised $3 billion or $4 billion or $5 billion, whatever it was from the APE raise, if that's what's going on. If he actually sold APE, and we just haven't heard yet, and he raised $4 billion, take $2.5 billion of that and give out a $4.83 dividend to every shareholder of APE. First, it would go to DRS, then it would go out into the open market. But Adam Aron would only have to distribute a certain amount of money. Anything past that, the market makers, the brokers, the prime brokers are all on the line for. So check this out. Say there's 3 billion shares of APE out there. We've went over phantom shares and all the synthetics. So we know there's probably more than likely phantom shares out there. Meaning if market makers sold phantom shares out into the open market, they would be on the line for 13 billion if 3 billion synthetics existed. So if Adam Aron issued $4.83 to every one of the 516.8 million APE shares, it would cost him $2.5 billion. But if he did that, the market makers, brokers, and prime brokers would be on the line for every other share of APE out past 516.8 million, meaning they would owe around $13 billion if 3 billion synthetics existed, due in dividends owed to brokers from the phantom shares. If market makers and brokers owed $13 billion due in dividends, that would cause massive margin calls across the board. We saw Robinhood on January 28 break down from a $3 billion margin call. So imagine this. Adam Aron made 516.8 million APE shares, distributed them. DRS got theirs first. The rest of the market got the rest of the shares through the DTCC, but there wasn't enough. So they needed 8 days to rehypothecate. So they made all these fake APE shares to match up with all the fake AMC shares, right? So now that Adam Aron issues a $4.84 special dividend or a $5 dividend, the market makers now owe every single share they sold to any broker, to any retail investor, $5 per share. It would absolutely crush them. It would crush them with margin calls. It would crush them with freaking defaults. It would crush them with collateral. It would cause the squeeze. Everyone would be trying to cover any shorts they have to not have to pay the $5 a share to APE. Right now, it would be absolutely insane. It's just crazy. If Adam Aron did this and issued this type of dividend at this, and guess what? November 7th, if he hasn't already paid off or refinanced the debt that had the covenant saying no cash dividend, he might have already done that. Maybe getting this legal battle as the rest of it. But this is a third option. if he issues a massive cash dividend, then all the brokers and market makers are on the hook for $5 a share for every ape they sold out into the market that does not exist. That means anybody who naked shorted and didn't know it will also owe $5 a share to ape into the open market. And when that happens, guess what? We make, say you own 10,000 shares of ape and you get $5 a share. You just got $50,000 in dividends and you still own your ape. And when it squeezes, Adam Aron can go out into the market and sell more and raise more cash because he's got 5 billion shares. This would be amazing. This would be amazing. And David Allen Grove, good comment. If there was an announcement of a dividend, people would pile in buying shares. What he needs to do is drop it during earnings. We have decided to do a special dividend as of today for $5 a share for all people who hold ape as of this day. So you couldn't buy it the day after and get it, but market makers wouldn't want to sell it anyways because that's more money they would owe. Say this, Adam Aron, say he raised $3 billion on the 425 million ape shares, right? $3 billion bucks. Very possible, even if it was 2.5 billion. And he goes, we're just giving this out in a special dividend on a surprise announcement this quarter. Every single market maker who sold synthetics or naked shorted or had FTDs owes $5 a share. What's 43 million FTDs at $5 a share? Woo. 2, 3, $215 million right there. That's crazy. And you know what the funny thing is? This isn't so tinfoil hat because guess what? They've done it before. They've done it in the past, back in 2016. They did a $1.55 special dividend. Yeah, right here. I brought it up a long time ago. I said, why did they do this? This seems so such. Shareholders of AMC Entertainment have to be smiling after the stock fell by more than half in 2017. Shares are on the rebound in 2018. The stock is up 36% on the back of much stronger box office. First 8 months come. AMC closed a $600 million investment from private equity firm Silver Lake Partners. We know all about them. And by the way, the transaction will also shower cash and lots of it onto AMC shareholders via a $1.55 per share special dividend. They've done it before. They did it in the past. So guess what? Adam Aron refinances all this debt, gets rid of these covenants, comes out and sells ape, makes billions of dollars off of the 435 million shares, then gives out a dividend at like $4 or $5 a share. We all make, say you own 10,000 shares at $5 a share, you just made $50,000 and you still own your ape. And you still own your ape. If he does this on a surprise, everything squeezes, the game is over, end game. We don't have to do anything fancy. It's completely legal. We make 30, 40, 50 grand in cash right into our accounts. We keep our shares, and then our shares squeeze because we run back in and buy more because we're all crazy. Swing trade Mars. If the debt is paid off, all the bond holding shorts wouldn't close position. The company would have positive cash flows. The money's going to debt, pay off debt. Well, check this out, Swing. If he did the dividend and we got a ton of cash, what would happen is the market makers who have sold phantom shares into the market are on the hook for $5 a share. Meaning if there are 2 billion fake shares out there, they've got to pay 2 billion fake shares $5 a share. That's going to cause them to do margin calls. And even if that happens, the stock squeezes, shorts have to cover because of the margin calls, the naked shorts. The bondholders wouldn't have to cover because they're in a legal short position. But if they did that, the price would go up and Adam Aron could go, I'm going to sell another 200 million ape out of the 4.5 billion we got left over. So I think this is a potential possibility considering it's already been done once. My theory is he raises that cash, he gives us a big dividend. We all get paid out for our shares, but we still own our shares. And then all the market makers who have been selling the phantom shares and doing FTDs out into the market are now on the hook for what they sold to the brokers like Robinhood and have to pay you $5 for every share, even though it's illegal, causing billions, tens of billions in potential margin calls, which would then force them to try to recall shares or close shares, especially if you're a short position, if you're just a hedge fund and you're a short position in AMC and you don't know you're naked short, you're screwed. You are screwed. Because as soon as the price runs again, which everybody would probably FOMO in at the news of a special dividend, they would try to anyways, they would have to have an X date that would be really close. It would absolutely crush them. So that's just the theory, guys. Just wanted to put it out. I'm not going to do a long video. It's a third potential that nobody's talked about yet. I think it's fucking brilliant. I would love on November 8th for him to come out and knows, oh yeah, we raised $3 billion. We're going to give out a $4.50 special dividend to our shareholders that own APE specifically, which they can do. You can give a dividend to APE only, and AMC could be restricted from it, AMC Common. But if you give one to AMC Common, then you have to give it to APE. So there's a lot of wording in that. Anyways, potential, dropping a video, get a kick offline. You guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. Froggy Stonks out. See, and that is an old article. I'm using it as a reference as when they did a special dividend in the past. So.